Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for Star Wars: The Bad Batch, Season 1, Episode 3, Replacements. We all know about replacements. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to take care of a little bit of business first, then we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. Basically, YouTube takes a little algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match them as best as possible. The one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up there just for you. And also, if you like what you see here and want to know more, hit that bell down below there and you can. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you when I'm be on again next. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I put up there. I change it out every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. And I have all the links to my pages. So this YouTube channel page, my Facebook page, and a Facebook group page for those of you who still have Facebook, where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. All right, let's get to it, shall we? Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episode. If you have not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video you can comment down below in the comment section. Yes, all right. We there? Okay. There we go. So we got a little bit more nuanced in this episode with kind of replacements happening all around. We got a ship replacement, well, a part for a ship replacement. Omega basically replacing Crosshair in the group there, the group dynamic, if you will, and Crosshair getting his own replacements, I should say, within the Stormtroopers, because you have Vice Admiral Rampart is going ahead with this Project War Mantle, is what it's called, and essentially what it is Tarkin doesn't want to use clones anymore. He just doesn't want to because of the costs. And you end up, of course, the other way of doing it is bringing people in. So, of course, Rampart's decision is to bring in conscripted stormtroopers, or basically just everyday average Joes, and have the clones that are already there train them so they can become more proficient. And of course, we realize what this happens 20 years down the line, that you get stormtroopers that can't shoot for shit because their helmets are not made for their heads. They're made for clone trooper heads. Yeah. And the Kaminoans, of course, are kind of upset about this because shit, they're going to lose some business, right? So you've got Nalasé and Lamassu that were basically conspiring to find out how they can keep their business going. And the way they're going to do this, of course, is using Crosshair as an example of a exceptional clone by actually tweaking their makeup here and there. And you see also that we're still talking about the inhibitor chips too a bit as well, and that even though Unit 99 has not felt the effects other than Crosshair has had his implant cranked up to 11, shall we say, but the other ones haven't so far, except for maybe Wrecker, because Wrecker just hit his head when the group crash landed on the moon, and he's been having headaches ever since. And I'm having a thought that maybe his inhibitor chip might be malfunctioning a little bit, but it's also probably, I don't know, there something's happening to him, and we're going to find out what's going on. Applecrow says, I'm really starting to love the Order 66 era of Star Wars. I ran a Star Wars campaign in that time. There's just so much going on. Nerd. I'm kidding. We all are. And Joe, I'm glad you got the package yesterday. Just don't smoke all of it at once. Because you might go schizo. No, it's actually the prize that he got from Falcon and Winter Soldier. He got the gold cap there. So the gold Captain America. For those of you following at home. So, and then of course we also have the Ordo Moondragon, which is actually, ironically enough, the name of my band. That if I ever were to have one, it'd be Ordo Moondragon. But yeah, that's Yeah, find out that Omega, I don't know if she was able to just kind of suss out that, she could just give the Ordo Moondragon something else in return for the, capacitor, the fuel cell or what, but she did, and yeah, yeah. Raymond says, "This show is looking very promising, but I just don't wanna get my heart broken at the end because 'cause they're probably all gonna die." Yeah, possibly. Well, one of them at least is gonna die and sacrifice themselves, and I have a feeling that's gonna be Wrecker. I really do. I hate to say it, but I have a feeling it's either gonna be Wrecker or Tech. Oh, no, probably not Tech, it's probably gonna be Wrecker. I hate to say it. Uh, yeah. Um, I don't think it's gonna happen this season, but it'll happen somewhere down the line. So, of course, this is Dave Filoni, who, he and Jennifer Corbett are the 2 that created this, series, this particular series, and, I'm interested to see where it's going at this point. So, yeah, we don't know where they're on the run to at the moment. They are just, still traveling through the galaxy, and Omega actually makes sense. She says that eventually they're gonna have to find a way to get Crosshair back. Crosshairs? Crosshair. So, yeah. I believe that, Raymond uh, I have a feeling. It's just, I got a bad feeling about this, and, yeah, I have an inkling that that's what's gonna happen. I kinda know how Filoni, works, but with Jennifer Corbett, I don't know what she's thinking on this one. Applecrow says, "I don't know if they can set, Crosshair up for a redemption arc, so I'm betting he gets a heroic sacrifice instead." I don't think so. I think what they're gonna do is, Applecrow says, "Sure, it's a chip making him do it, but he's doing some dark shit." Yes, he is doing some dark shit. He is killing a lot of people, including, his own troopers who won't follow orders because 'cause they're not good soldiers. But I think that is the whole idea of this, is that, yes, he's not in control of this, but it's the once he comes out of it, or once, they bring him back into the fold, it's the whole, having to live with it and what he can do to live with it, or how he can't live with it, and how he's always gonna try and be making it up. And I don't think there's a redemption arc in it, so much, Apple Crow, as a, a reckoning, if you will, if you wanna throw out a name to it. Yeah. Raymond K says, you believe the other Palpatine Klein theory with Omega? I don't know what that is. Other Palpation Klein? I don't know what that is. Sorry. Albatross, I fucking hope not. Uh, Besides, it seems no one from the Empire knows about Omega. Uh, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, that she's another clone of Palpatine? I don't think she's another clone of Palpatine, but I do think that they are fucking around with, Force-sensitive people. So there's been a couple of different things that were mentioned in this episode. So you got, Project War Mantle, which, of course, was first mentioned in Rogue One. It was one of the files that was downloaded along with the Destiny maps there, and, that was the first and only time we heard about it, and then not until this episode have we heard about that Project War Mantle again. And yeah, I mean, it's a way, of course, of bolstering your ranks in the Empire, and then also, oh, the trooper who actually, was conscripted, who said, I got, the Empire feeds me, it clothes me, and it gives me a roof over my head, a lot better than the Republic ever did, which is something that is actually fairly important, even though it's just a throwaway line. The Republic spent so much time fighting the Separatist war that they kind of forgot about the people. And by the Empire taking control of everything, and sure, they are, numbering everybody, and they are, cataloging everybody and making them, have papers and stuff like that. But they are also feeding people as long as they work for the Empire, clothing them and giving them a job, essentially. That is what they're doing, even though they're fucking evil. And yeah, that's it's pretty bad, honestly. And you're seeing this beginning of it as it's happening, and it's a fairly insidious plan, kind of like Sidious himself. The Palpatine clone theory. That's what you're saying, Raymond. Yeah. No, I don't believe that Omega is a Palpatine clone. I still say they're fucking around with Force sensitives. It's kind of like the same thing we saw in The Mandalorian at the end of season 2 with the chambers and stuff like that, and how there was basically there was a suggestion that um, using the midichlorians in order to make Force sensitives. And I think that's what we're getting at with Omega, is that she might actually be the first viable clone with a Force sensitive nature that works, unlike what we saw in The Mandalorian. Yeah. Applecrow says, I don't know if they would go this route in a kid's show, but I half wonder if Omega was part of a plan to make clones that could breed so they could make more genetic material closer to the source. Possibly, Applecrow. I mean, it's Dave Filoni, man. I don't put anything past him. You saw those last 4 episodes of the Clone Wars and how it ties into the movies, and that was fucking dark. And also Rebels. Rebels was fucking dark. I mean, you look at Chopper and Rebels, which again is a Dave Filoni creation, and Chopper was a fucking little murderous bot, man. You can't tell me that was a homicidal little rage bot of a astromech. He really was. Raymond says, I kind of like Crosshair as a villain. Do you think he'll be saved like Vader? I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. And then also we got to get another mention of Saw Gerrera in this one. And of course he's escaped again. Chopper did nothing wrong. A Chopper was a little murder bot, man. He really was. Go back and watch Rebels. And he actually is chasing at one point. He is chasing humanoids essentially in a rig, like this gigantic rig, and he's laughing as he's doing as he's it's beeping. The beeping, it's a laughter as he's going after them and trying to mow them down with this thing. And I'm like, fuck, man, that's a murderous little robot. It really is. But yeah, a good episode. We got some nuance in all of this. You also see that I don't know if Crosshair is kind of trapped in his brain because of the programming, because you see that when he goes back into the barracks. And of course, you have the new troopers now that are taking over Unit 99's bunks, and he looks kind of dejected, but also kind of stuck, if you will. And it's going to be an interesting thing that happens here. We'll see as it moves along. Applecrow says Clone Wars Rebels Bad Batch might have the highest kill count. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. They do kill a shit ton of people. And they kill them off camera. Because I mean, this episode you had, what was that? Was that 4 people that were killed? That was 4 people, that are actually 5 if you count the stormtrooper that Crosshair killed. But yeah, you had 4 people that were gunned down. They were, and the stormtroopers were actually forced by another stormtrooper, by the clone trooper, to gun them down and burn them alive because the other stormtrooper had a flamethrower that he was using. There you go. And maybe that ties into the the sequels that happened, where you see Finn as a not so much a conscripted stormtrooper, but more of a brainwashed stormtrooper, brainwashed into becoming a stormtrooper. And maybe that's another plan of the Empire at that point. Yes, I remember the first Clone Cadets episode. Yeah, that was really fucking dark. Exactly, Raymond. That's what I'm saying. Filoni doesn't care if this is for kids or not. It's just because it's animated, and he has the same mindset that I have. Animation is a vehicle to tell a story. It is not for kids just because it's animated. Animation is a vehicle to tell a story. Same as film, same as books, same as comics. It's a vehicle to tell a story, and just because it's animated, and some people have preconceptions that a cartoon is for children when it's not. He has the Japanese mindset of this, where anime, 3D animated movies, that kind of stuff can be for both adults and children. You don't need to set them as one. You don't need to dumb down stories just because it's animated. You really don't. Sorry, it's one of those things that it sticks in my craw every time I think about it, that there's people out there. I'll say this right now. I have siblings, or a sibling, I should say, that does not like animation because they think it's for children and will not watch anything that's animated. So even if it's really damn good, it kills me about that. So, I mean, yeah, what are you going to do about it? So yeah, show them Ninja Scroll. No way in hell would they sit through Ninja Scroll. And Ninja Scroll is one of my favorites too. So yeah. So what else do I have going on this week? Tomorrow, of course, is another episode of Is It Worth My Time? Oh, no, excuse me. That's the wrong thing. Excuse me. Saturday Morning Blast Off is tomorrow, where I take the genre news of the weekend and the genre stuff you guys want to talk about. We talk about it. Sunday is the season finale of The Nevers. The Nevers season finale. Well, I should say mid-season finale, really, is what it is. Monday I'm off. Tuesday is going to be another episode of Is It Worth My Time? See, Is It Worth My Time's then. And I'm probably going to do Love, Death, and Robots season 2, which is out on Netflix today. So I'll probably do that. I was going to do Mitchell's versus the Machines, but I forgot that Love, Death, and Robots was coming out. So I'll do that. Let's see. And then Wednesday and Thursday, I am going to be off. Yeah. Because Thursday I'm going to Disneyland. That's right, I'm going to Disneyland. But I will be back on Friday of next week for another episode of Star Wars: The Clone War, or Star Wars: The Bad Batch. It feels like the Clone Wars is just still coming off of this. So Raymond says I'm 33 years old and I still get shit from my siblings for watching cartoons. Yeah. I know, man. It's a stigma. It really is. Especially here in the US. It's a really big stigma. I still remember, I can't remember the movie now, but it was the movie was geared towards adults, but it was animated, and there were people that were bringing their fucking kids in, and there was swearing, there was deaths. I believe there was sex in it too, and you saw these people picking their kids up and walking out. I'm like, that's why it's rated R, motherfuckers. That's why there are ratings on these things. Again, show them Ninja Scroll. Yeah. Heavy metal's tame compared to Ninja Scroll. Joker. Yeah. I still yeah, no, never mind. I'm not gonna go into that one. But there was a story I was gonna tell that was just not really worth it, I'm gonna let you guys go for the night. Thank you to everybody who joined me tonight in the chat, and thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. Basically, YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible. One of the videos, my vast video library, and pops it up there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below. And if you can, while you're down there, hit that like button and the share button as well. That'd be nice. Thank you. Also, if you want to know when I'll be on live again next, hit the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendifanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. Also, all the links to my social media and all the links to my pages. Okay, fine. Show them Gargoyles. Gargoyles, is actually really damn good too. It's got a good story to it, and you can dance to it. No, it's actually really good. And I hope there's a revival of Gargoyles. I want to see a live action Gargoyles. That would be fucking killer. If they could do a live action Gargoyles show, especially on Disney Plus. You want to talk about ratings boosts? So Disney Plus, I just read, is on schedule to have 230 to 240 million subscribers by the end of 2023 is what they said. So that's in 2 years. And that's actually a pretty good track record right there. But I'm telling you, if they really want to ramp things up, do a live action version of Gargoyles and make it as a series, you got people coming in. It'll be something that no one's ever seen before. Yeah, it would blow people's minds. It really would. But we're talking about Star Wars right now. So I will see you guys all tomorrow, Saturday morning blast off. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may end up getting replaced just because that's the way we are. No, not really. We aren't. I will see you again tomorrow. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care. Wear those masks, even though the CDC says they're not necessary anymore for vaccinated people. Still wear those fucking masks. And get those vaccination shots while you can, if you can get an appointment. And I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good night and take care. Thanks, everyone. Have a good one.